going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. I'm Brad, and after a 3.5 week long search for the Trick or Treat Studios Halloween Ends mask, I finally have one in my possession, and we're about to unbox it together. Let's go. So, I've talked about this before on the channel. I am a big fan of what Trick or Treat Studios does with their masks. Now, I know a lot of people have a lot of criticisms, but I think there are two very important things that people often forget when talking about the Trick or Treat Studios Michael masks. Number one, this is a mass-produced item. This is for the masses. This is not for the die-hard Halloween fans that collect every single mask from every single movie and want a screen-accurate copy. They're trying to appeal to Jimmy and Bob, Halloween 1 and 2 pun fully intended, by the way, who walk in a Party City or a Spirit Halloween or any other Halloween store and see that mask on the shelf and they go, ooh, I want to be that for Halloween. I want to be Michael Myers. That's going to be really cool. I see that mask. The movie's coming out. They're trying to appeal to that person, not us diehards. So obviously, is the paint job screen accurate? Not 100%. Is the hair accurate? Not 100%. Is the mold accurate? 100%, because at least for 2018 and Kills and Ends, these are the straight up molds that were crafted by Christopher Nelson and company for the movie. You are literally paying $80 for the screen used pull of the mold. And that is extraordinary that any collector can have a copy of that sitting on their shelf. It's amazing. People often forget about this, and I swear I am going to do a video about it at some point, but people often forget that lighting is crucial to how your Myers mask looks. And that's not just for this new trilogy, that's for the original white mask, that's for any of the H4, H5, H6 masks. If the lighting is not correct, if it doesn't have the right lighting and the right tone of lighting and the right source of lighting and where the lighting is placed, it's not going to look good. You can have an incredible copy of a mask. Even some of these higher end $200, $300, $400, even $500 and $6 rehauled pieces that aren't going to look the way they're intended to look if they're not in the correct lighting. So I think those two things are really, really important when you're looking at the Trick or Treat Studios mask, when you're looking at the Tots masks and you're like, hey, yeah, is the paint job 100% accurate? No. Is it pretty damn good for $80, $60, $70, $80? Of course it is. It's incredible. But I think there's just a couple of things that people gloss over, that they want a rehaul quality independent piece for $80, and that's just not feasible, especially for a company like Trick or Treat Studios. So I will continue to support them. I've actually thought to myself, I would love to get Chris Zeffro on the show, who is the founder and CEO of Trick or Treat Studios. That would be a really, really fun conversation to have. All right, so let's do this thing. I think I kind of opened some of it already just to ease us in here. Got the packing slip. And here it is. Here she be. Let me get this out of here. Let me get this out of here. Y'all don't need to know my address. You don't. Even if you want to, you don't. Is it weird that I like the latex smell? Is that weird? Does anybody else like the latex smell? I don't know why. I think I like it because I know I'm about to get handed a brand new Myers mask. I think that's why I like it. So, let's get it out of the bag here. The official Trick or Treat Studios Halloween Ends Myers mask. Wow, I'm really holding this in my hand right now. I have been hunting this thing for weeks because I've seen people posting in Party City that they're like, oh, go to Party City. There's 30 copies hanging on the wall. And I kid you not, I have gone to every Party City, north and south, and central, just all over Kentucky, up and down I-75, and I have not found a single Myers mask in any of them. I've called them multiple times. I've visited them multiple times. Nothing. So I ended up ordering this copy that you see right here from Nightmare Toys in Nevada. I've dealt through them quite a few times. They're fast shipping, great service. So here's a quick look. I'll also post some video at the end too, but quite a bit of molding on the side. Paint job looks, from what I can tell, again, I'm not in the correct lighting. I'll have to really look at this in lighting in just a minute, but I actually really like the detail in this one. Particularly on the burn side. There is a lot of that, I believe it's like a cotton material. It almost kind of feels like the material, the fake spider web material that you get, like if you were to go to a Walmart or a Halloween store where they sell those packs of fake spider webs, it almost kind of has that same kind of look, and you can kind of tell, especially like in the ear, along the neckline and in the hair, where the molding kind of goes in all of the cracks and crevices. Like if you look at the Kills mask behind me, all of this like burning where it's cracked and kind of sunken in a little bit. Definitely on the eyes, you can tell the eyes are a little bit more sunken in. There's a lot of really, really nice detail actually on this side of the mask. I'm pretty impressed actually. I think it looks pretty good. The hair is fairly matted down. You can't, there would be nothing that you could really do to style the hair without completely peeling it up, which I'm okay with, because if you really look at the mask in the trailers, I mean, obviously nobody's seen the film yet, but if you look at the mask in the trailers, the hair is kind of matted, and where it's been molded and where it's been wet, it's kind of just stuck in that spot. And you know what else I've liked, and again, this is just kind of my first thoughts here, and I could end up changing my mind, but the mold makes sense where it would be. The mold is in the ears. It's in the gunshot wound from Halloween 2018. It's in the ears. I just said that. It's in the cracks where it's been sunken in, where the burns were. The part of the mask that would have been moldy and just kind of grimy and gross, not only from the fire, but again, from being wet, from being in a sewer for 4 years, or however long Michael's been down there in the sewer. But this is a good looking mask. It's got a pretty thick pull, actually. It's a lot thicker than some of the other Halloween 18 masks that I've seen. And listen, I talked about this in our most recent vlog, but a lot of the 2018 masks, I'm not sure why. The Kills masks, I don't think had too much variance between them. These Ends masks, I don't think have had too much variance in between all of the Halloween Ends masks. But for whatever reason, the Halloween 2018 masks, there is a load of variance between them. I mean, Miguel and I were in a Spirit Halloween a couple weeks ago, probably about 3 weeks ago, when I really started hunting for these things, and I kid you not, I pulled 9 Halloween 2018 masks off the shelf, and every single one of them was significantly different from another. And especially, on this side especially, there really is a lot of nice detail, but on the side of the mask where there's a lot of the cracking, where there's kind of this guy above or at the temple, I like that we have some sideburn action here, like how you get that in the original film. That's been missing, I think, from a couple of the other Tots masks. But a lot of that detail, the brand new 18 masks either have a ton of detail and the coloring and the shading is really, really well done, or it's just kind of splotched on there. But I don't know, man. I think with the Kills mask and the Ends mask, they really fixed that. I mean, this is a pretty detailed mask. I mean, and this one was $80, which I understand. I think there's a little bit more to the hair, plus this molding effect that's on here. I'm kind of wondering how they attach this. I guess it's just a part of the latex. I want to get some close-ups in just a little bit so that you can actually see this, but it's like you can kind of see a lot of the molding is like really, it's on there. It's not just like a a little glue job. Like there's quite a bit of mold in all of the cracks and things like that. And you kind of have that mildewing effect along the bottom. You can see like kind of the splotchy, greenish, grayish tones at the bottom. It's a really good looking mask. I'm really, really happy with it. I was afraid, part of the reason I was trying to find it at a Party City location was because I was seeing how much variance there are in the newer 18 masks and the thinner pull of the latex. This one, my Kills mask actually has a pretty thick pull as well. I love my Kills mask. My Kills mask is definitely my favorite mask in the collection. But the 2018 masks, there's just so much variance, and especially even in the hair. Like some of the hair jobs are better. Some of the there's a lot of variance overall. Another thing that I really like, and you can kind of see this, the hairline. The hairline is tucked, which I believe is something kind of new for Trick or Treat Studios masks. At least, again, I only own a few of them. I think I own 5 now. This might be my 6th. Or 7th maybe, I don't know. I don't have all of them from the franchise, but I don't believe, the Kills mask. Let me grab this to show you the difference of what I mean. So here's my Kills mask, and if you look at the hairline on the Kills mask, it's kind of just raised right here, and it just kind of is blended into the mask. But this Ends mask has a really nice tuck to it, and it just kind of tucks itself into where the latex starts. There's a very clear point where the hair ends, where the hair ends and the actual latex, like the face mask part, begins. So I'm really pleased with it. I really think that they did a bang up job on this mask. I mean, when you get this thing in the right lighting, even the way the neck looks, this kind of like worn away, it's starting to wear away, it's starting to rot, which, again, latex rots, rubber rots. I mean, that's a natural occurrence for these things. So it makes sense, especially if Michael's been in a sewer for all this time in the film, it makes sense that that the mask is gonna be rotting and moldy and gross, and he's probably peed on it. I mean, who knows at this point. But the mouth also is slit. I know a lot of people kind of have a preference here. A lot of people have a preference, but I don't really care. That doesn't really bother me. I don't even know if my Kills mask is split or not. It is not. My Kills mask is not split. The mouth is not split on there. So it also looks more yellow. Like, it looks in the shot, this looks super yellow. It does not look that yellow in person. It doesn't. I don't know why it comes across that way on camera, but it's not in person. So we open up the tag here. It's just got your typical, child warning. It's got care instructions, the Trick or Treat Studios information, sculpted by Christopher Nelson and Vincent Van Dyke. It's a good looking mask, man. It really is. I'm very pleased, and I'm really happy that I got a good copy. Although they're like I said, they're all good copies. I mean, again, I am a big supporter, big fan of what Trick or Treat Studios does. They make these things available to fans, and to big fans, to casual fans. They put a lot of time and effort into this, and I think people overlook that this for $80, this is a very artistic piece. This looks really good, and I know there's been a lot of talk about the mold, and there's been a lot of of discussion about, oh, why did they put all that white mold on there? Why did they do this? Why isn't the paint job better? Why isn't this? Yada yada yada. But I think it's a great job. I think for what you're paying for, and for the fact that you are literally getting Christopher Nelson's screen used casting and pull, I mean, that's a big deal. That's a really big deal, man. So Trick or Treat Studios, excellent job on the Halloween Ends mask, seriously. Really, really a fan. Let me do one more good turnaround here. You got the hair in the back. You can see it's kind of matted down. Like, it's hard to show you, but it's very matted down. I mean, there's not much you could really do with it. It's just kind of stuck in there, which, again, I'm fine with. I don't have a problem with it. But yeah, man, good looking mask. I really, really, really like it. Definitely going to be this is going to be its new home. I think the Kills mask is going to get retired for a little bit, although I don't know. I really like that Kills mask. I think it's probably my favorite mask from the series, if we're being completely honest. So Stick around for the end of this video, and I am going to put some close-up shots so that you can see it a little bit more. If you're on the fence about paying $80 for this thing, I definitely think it's worth it. Personally, I know some people would disagree with me. I think it's worth it. I think for what you're paying for, this is an incredibly detailed piece. And I'm really happy I went and bought it. I'm really, really glad. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. New episodes of our shows premiere every single Tuesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Talk the Movies. We love you, and we'll thank you so much. See you, man. Bye.